Hey, guess what? This is Tina Dietz, and it is January. Traditionally, the time to get really excited about your year and then proceed to freak out about it. This year, let's try something a little bit different. What I'm going to share with you today is a really simple process and technique for planning your year without losing your mind. And this is really in the case if you haven't sat down and done a full-on business strategy or life plan or a 5-year strategic vision plan with me. Or even if you have and you're feeling kind of overwhelmed by it, this is a good way to kind of back up and get really refocused on what your priorities are just for this year. Now, of course, January tends to also be the time of resolutions and big dreams and big goals, and I always want you to dream big, but I also want you to get stuff done. So this is how we're going to do it. This is very, very simple, and I'm actually going to ask you to kind of follow along with the video right now. If you want to, you can actually use this as a training opportunity to get something done and start something. You can do something as simple as pull out a pencil and a notepad, or you can pull up something, just listen to the audio rather than watching the video, and pull up a Word document and just pause the video as you're going along. We can create this 1-year priority plan, the fastest plan, 1-year planning tool in the West. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you are going to brainstorm out your bucket list. All the things that you have ever wanted to do, the places you wanted to go, the things you wanted to accomplish, the big rocks in your life that are really, really important to you. This is the starting point. Brainstorm out your bucket list, because I don't like to make that differentiation between work and life when it comes to setting your priorities. You got to have a life that works for you, right? So go ahead and take out paper and pencil or open up a screen and just brainstorm out your bucket list. If you don't finish this now, you can always go back and finish it up later. But go ahead and get a start on it now and just pause the video. I will kind of pause here, wait here until you come back. Okay, did you do it? Did you write your bucket list? Okay, well if you did, then you can move on to the next part. Go through each item on the list that you created and look for the items that are priorities for you more than 3 years from now. So anything out into the future past the 3-year mark. You're like, yeah, I'm going to do that, but it's definitely more than 3 years, 3 years out for me. Go ahead and find a way to mark those items in a way that makes sense to you, so that you have items marked that you know are going to happen more than 3 years from now. Okay, go ahead and do that, and I'll wait here for you for a minute. Okay, now you can go back to your list for the next part. Of the items that are left, you want to go through and say, okay, these are going to be, you're looking for items that are going to be in the next 3 years, but they're not hot items, okay? You feel like you're going to do them in the next 3 years. That's what your gut tells you. This is a very instinctual exercise, but they're not an immediate priority, okay? So sometime in the next 3 years, go ahead and mark those items now, and just do it in a way that makes sense to you. Okie dokie. Now, let's recap. So you have your bucket list. You have your list of things that are more than 3 years from now. You have your list of things that are in the next 3 years, but they're not hot. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go through the rest of the items and decide if they are a hell yeah or not. If it is a hell yeah, then you keep it. If it is not a hell yeah, then you move it into the in the next 3 years but not hot category. Pretty simple, right? Go ahead and do that now, and then we'll finish it up. All right, we've gone from your bucket list to the more than 3 years list to the in the next 3 years but not hot, and now we have a hell yeah list. Well, guess what? The hell yeah list are your priorities for the next year. Those are the items that you need to be focusing on in the next year, and only the items that you really need to be focusing on in the next year for the most part. So I want to know how this exercise went for you and what your priorities are for the next year. What's on your hell yeah list for the next year? Okay, I want to know. Everybody wants to know, so we can commiserate about it. So go ahead and comment on the video, comment on the blog, find us out on social media, tweet it out, and let's rock 2015 right out. This is the fulfillment year 2015. Let's start something awesome. I'll see you soon.